Hi guys, this is Seishu from Tiffin Box, and today we have Sarah J. Bray, who is a web designer and strategist based out of Virginia Beach. And I've come to know her through an incredible program, a guide. I'm looking at it as a guide called Hot Dates with Your Website. And so, Sarah, tell us a little bit about this program, if you don't mind.
Sure. Um, okay. So most of my clients come to me and they want me to make them something beautiful and something that works really well. And then we build it and it's so great. But then they wish that they could transfer, I know this sounds so cocky, but transfer my brain into their heads because I've had, so much experience with making websites that are sticky and that do amazing things and draw people in rather than you always having to push it all the time. So that's kind of how I look at it is people are always trying to push their websites up this giant hill of getting more subscribers, more commenters, more buyers. And I like to make it to where their website is like you're pushing, but you're pushing down,
Okay.
down a hill so that you're gaining momentum and the things that you're doing are actually working. So I believe firmly that you can accomplish a lot when you're completely focused on doing amazing strategic things. So that's what the hot dates are all about. It's about taking your website on a date every single week, having a clear plan and structure for what that's going to be, and then at the end, patting yourself on the back and getting a reward when it's done.
Terrific. Now, would you say it's for people who are starting out with websites, or it's for people who already have websites but are probably not seeing the results that they want to see?
It's probably if you already have a website and you're familiar at least with you have like some kind of built-in functionality to where you can update it yourself. Um, yeah, I mean, if you don't know what a header is, or you don't know what a sidebar is, or you don't know what a blog is, then it's probably not for you because we're going to be speaking in those kind of terms.
Mhm.
But if you do, and you've been kind of pushing that boulder up that hill for a while, then yeah, it
Right.
can definitely help.
Terrific. Now, the end goal is, of course, for people to have websites that do convert, that do convince people or persuade people to either buy or connect to a point where, you're actually being able to deliver a service or a product. Is that fair?
Right. Yep.
And from your perspective, you've done this obviously many times before, and you've had folks like Kristen Kalp, who's an amazing photographer, who's worked with you before. Is that the
Mhm.
case?
Yeah, Kristen and Alicia Kane. I don't know if you're
Yes.
familiar with her work.
Sure.
And, Kathy Empey, we just launched something for her, which was pretty incredible. And yeah, it's I think in the photography world, there are a whole lot of websites that look exactly the same. There's a whole lot of like prepackaged, buy this little kit and you can have a great photography website. And it becomes very generic when everybody's kind of doing the same thing. So the reason that Kristen came to me initially was because I don't think in the photography box. I think in the business box and in a marketing overall perspective because I work with so many different types of companies.
Hmm.
So we're not kind of stuck in that copycat mode of what are the other photographers doing. For me, it doesn't matter what the other photographers are doing. It matters that you're doing something that works, that resonates with you, and that connects with your audience
Hmm.
in a way that makes them want to come to you rather than you always having to go after them.
That's terrific. That's terrific. I'm very excited about this.
You printed it.
I
That's
did.
awesome.
Yeah, I had to print it. I'm an old school paper and pencil kind of guy, so
I am
what?
too. I like pencils better than pens, actually.
Yeah,
A
it's
lot. I
yeah.
sharpen mine at least like two or three times a day. I really do. And I always get frustrated because the eraser runs out before the pencil does. Yeah.
Terrific. Anything else you'd like to add about hot dates with your website? And who's Mo, by the way?
Mo, Mo is my pet name for your website. It's short for momentum, honestly, because momentum is what you need is to get the kind of results that you're looking for. And you don't have to spend hours and hours every single day on Twitter and Facebook and doing all of these things. You just need to be working strategically for a short focus period of time that you're committed to every week. So yeah, that's what it's all about. I mean, the content is, like you mentioned before, it is pretty deep, but we attack it in a really fun way. I mean, how can a date not be fun, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And and in a in a very doable way. So even if you miss a couple of weeks or whatever, it's not that big of a deal to do two 30-minute dates back to back. So that was the goal.
Terrific, terrific. When it comes to seeing results, I know you've set up a Facebook group that's a private group that you've had people come in and comment about their experiences working with the program. Um, what are you finding generally? What is your general take on how people are either appreciating it, the program, or have found the program in general?
I think most people think like anything that I make, I've I've heard people say it's like a mile high pastrami sandwich that you're like like trying to stuff it in your mouth. It's a lot. It's a
It
lot.
is.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But you're bathed in it, you know, and I mean you're learning this stuff all of the time. So it's not out of your league. The cool thing about it is that I initially wasn't going to have a Facebook group. I wasn't going to have a Twitter list. I wasn't going to do all of that community stuff. I wanted it to be more of a, you know, you get this in your inbox every week. But somebody requested it, and I opened it up, and it was like, oh my gosh, the floodgates opened. All of these people are like, yes, this is exactly what we want. And so that's kind of the thing. If you can create something that makes people want to get involved like that without
Right.
always trying to like say, hey, you know, get in my Facebook group or
Right.
hey, like my page or
Right.
comment or tweet this, then that's momentum right there.
Absolutely. Great example. When it comes to deadlines, though, I know there's a deadline looming about four hot dates with your website. The program itself closes, is it this Friday or Monday? When is the deadline?
It's tomorrow.
It's
Yeah, it's
tomorrow.
this. Well, I don't know when you're gonna air this, but it is Friday. Yeah. Initially, I wasn't going to do that, but then when we did the group and all of that, I found that people are at least now in the same vicinity. But if we keep having people sign up week after week after week, then we're all just gonna get very, very disjointed in where we're at. So I
Right.
wanted to kind of keep it, you know, to where we know what each other are talking about.
Terrific, terrific. Thank you so much, Sarah. I really
Thank you,
appreciate the time
Fish.
you've given us talk about this incredible program, really, because I think everybody needs um, not everybody needs to go on a date, but everybody needs everybody needs
Well,
to.
that too.
Yeah, I agree. My wife and I will agree. Everybody, I think, needs to reevaluate their websites, and I think I see that a lot. I mean, I look at a lot of photographers' websites, and you're right. Everything sort of looks like it came out of a template can, and why should it be that way? Where's the individuality? Where's the uniqueness, really? And I think people who are striving for that probably will get a whole lot out of the program that you've created for them. So thank you so much for your time for that too.
You're welcome. No problem.
Uh, all right, thanks, Sarah.